There are moments in history where progress comes at a terrible cost, where new discoveries promise a brighter future, but hide dangers no one fully understands. In the early 20th century, one such story unfolded in factories across the United States. It is the story of the Radium Girls tragedy. During the 1910s and 1920s, radium was considered a miracle substance. It glowed in the dark. It was used in medicine. It was even marketed in consumer products as something beneficial. Factories began using radium-based paint to create luminous watch dials. This work was delicate. It required precision, and so it was often done by young women. These workers became known as the Radium Girls. They painted tiny numbers and hands onto watch faces, carefully, repeatedly, hour after hour. To keep their brushes sharp, they were taught a technique called lip pointing. They would place the brush between their lips, twist it to a fine tip, and continue painting. Again and again, each time ingesting small amounts of radium. They were told it was safe. Some were even encouraged to believe it was harmless, even healthy. The glowing paint fascinated them. At times, the women would paint their fingernails, their teeth, even their clothes, watching themselves glow softly in the dark. It seemed magical, but the effects were anything but. Radium is radioactive. When ingested, it behaves like calcium. It settles in the bones, and once there, it begins to destroy the body from within. At first, the symptoms were subtle. Fatigue, aching joints, then came something far worse. Teeth began to loosen and fall out. Gums became infected. Bones weakened and fractured. In some cases, the jaw itself began to deteriorate, a condition that became known as radium jaw. It was disfiguring and often fatal. The women sought answers, but the companies denied responsibility. They insisted the working conditions were safe. They blamed other causes or dismissed the illnesses entirely. Medical examinations were sometimes manipulated. Reports were altered. The truth was buried, but the suffering could not be hidden forever. One by one, the women became too ill to work, too weak to continue. Some died young. Others fought back. A group of former workers decided to take legal action. Among them was Grace Fryer. She spent years trying to find a lawyer willing to take the case. Eventually, she and others brought their fight to court. Their battle was difficult. They were sick, weak, and up against powerful companies with resources and influence. But their case drew public attention. People began to learn what had happened inside those factories. The truth about radium, the truth about the suffering, the truth about the lies. The legal fight became a turning point. It helped establish the right of workers to sue for occupational illness. It led to improved safety standards, stricter regulations, and greater accountability for companies handling dangerous materials. The Radium Girls did not just suffer, they changed history. Their story became a warning, a reminder that scientific progress must be matched with responsibility, that workers must be protected, and that truth cannot be hidden forever. Today, the legacy of the Radium Girls lives on in workplace safety laws, in medical understanding of radiation, and in the memory of those who paid the price. Their story is not just one of tragedy, but of courage, of resilience, and of a fight for justice that helped protect generations to come. You've been listening to an audio podcast about the Radium Girls, a tragic chapter in industrial history, where hidden dangers led to suffering and ultimately change. If you found this episode interesting, thought-provoking, or informative, please take a moment to like this episode, subscribe to the podcast, and share it with others who enjoy mysterious stories from history. Your support helps us continue exploring real events, fascinating people, and the moments that shaped our world. Thank you for listening. This has been History's Mysterious Minds.